Next month, sporting fans across the globe will be tuning into soccer's pinnacle, the World Cup, with 24 nations competing in Italy. With such a diet of televised sport, most men are content to chill the tinnies and nestle back in the armchair. Well, not all men, as Alan Craig discovered on the weekend.
Some travelled from Sydney, others from the deep north. They'd come to match their strength and wits, contesting a sport made famous by the finest young gentlemanly athletes of Oxford and Cambridge. Rugger, according to Welsh writer Gwyn Thomas, is a distillation of sensuality, rebellion and revivalism. Although the program for this event described it as a day of irrelevance.
That's your pre-match preparation, is it? How many do you have before you go on? 10. Get your teeth then. We've got to kill them. We're going to win this one. We've got to win it, eh?
It's the essentials in life.
No, old rugby union fanatics don't die. They form teams like the Summerland Sperm Whales, the Canungra Limp Lizards, the Caboolture Fossils and the Ballina Battered Prawns. Rugby union for the over 35s, men whose sporting commitment is usually restricted to bending their elbows in an armchair. After an exhibition game 2 years ago, there are now 19 teams, and this is an annual event. Each team gets to play one game, town against town, brewery against brewery, and pensioner against pensioner. Each game is officially recorded as a draw, so people are encouraged to take it easy. Sporting prowess is rewarded with a stint in the tin bin.
This is a bit of a hangover from, or shall I say, a match to our other rugby code, whereas they have a sin bin for foul play. We have a tin bin for extraordinary play.
Right, now hang on.
So determined are the organisers to ensure a minimum of aggression on the field, each team has to partake in a pre-game tug-of-war to ensure they're exhausted before the contest begins.
This is going to be an interesting game.
It seems no amount of tug-of-war or progressive non-competitive sporting philosophy can dampen the aggressive instincts for rivalry in the post-35-year-old male.
Boys will be boys, young girls are not toys, oh, they're always in the way.
By half-time, he could be forgiven for thinking this was getting pretty serious. But what did it feel like?
Terrific. This looks like it's getting a bit serious.
There's a cardiac specialist in the other team. That's all right.
The drinks interval, an ideal opportunity to cool off. No oranges or cordial around here. The preferred fluid for the restoration is of the amber variety. If all of those young ladies who frequent such rugby union hunting grounds as Ballymore or Concord looking for rich young husbands could see this, you'd think they wouldn't bother. But you'd be wrong. What is it about rugby union that women find attractive?
Find a man. They always never seem to be rich, the ones I pick. No.
There's lots of attractive men here today, though, aren't there?
Oh, there's one.
Which one? Beauty, it is said, is in the eyes of the beholder. Meanwhile, back on the paddock, things are starting to warm up again.
Just everybody just clear away a bit, eh? Okay, just big back there. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's bloody good. I love these sort of injuries. Makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Need the breather.
I got in the back of the ribs. I'm now feeling it in the front, but I've popped it or what, I don't know. But it was most uncomfortable when I heard. Most uncomfortable.
The last time something happened, I rushed out onto the field, but no, you don't do that. It's too embarrassing.
We did technically define it as fun and enjoyment, and, well, I suppose it is in some ways.
Maybe it was the injury, maybe just exhaustion. But after this point, the game became the friendly, even silly encounter it was supposed to be. But if you're wondering from your armchair why these men were prepared to drive themselves so hard, you should have seen the prizes.
It came from New Guinea about 15 years ago, and it was an army one. and it was meant when you're in the shit. And it was actually a 4X trophy donated by Maxie Smith. This one here is called the Doggo Award, which is the day's oldest, grandest golden oldie, Doggo, done in our club colours. This is the loser's plate in the tug of war. Imagine what the winner's plate is, because that's the dunny seat made by Bob Carey, and Bob's donated that. So there are 3 main prizes for the day.
And there was more.
Wheel down the street.
You'd have to be the prick of the day. What a day over the Bustards. Down, 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 down.
Some very tasteful trophies there.